Okay, let's talk about it. Big Yank. That's a crazy name, Big Yank. But these is the movies he was in. 19 movies. 19 movies. Look at him. Cool World, Super Cop. These movies people done seen. Everybody done seen these movies. Okay? L.A. Law, the TV show. So Big Yang is Illuminati. This is proof. Okay, and the Big Yank, Big Hank, Big whatever. If he Illuminati, then Lavar Ball got to be Illuminati. Therefore, the Ball Boys is a pre-scripted. This is Illuminati trickle down, right? Mind you, the man was in Rocky 3. Are you dumb? Like, there's no way you was in Rocky 3 and you not Illuminati. And it ain't like it was a one-off. Look, Rocky 3 right there. Okay. Nice dreams, look like some Cheech and Chong shit. So you on the Hollywood set, Big Yank. You on set. You feel what I'm saying? You shooting 19 movies, right? And you coming out the army, right? Big Yank coming out the army. See, a lot of these dudes be having IMDb page, whatever, Now, the fact that the man name is Big Yank Ball, that's a heavy Big Yank Ball. But that's Big Yank Ball, Sergeant Big Yank Ball. Okay, this is military, right? Now, my man Doug was saying, these is bourgeoisie, mulatto, Creole, right? So they go to little bio heavyweight division, was nicknamed the sergeant due to his past service in the U.S. Army, where he served as sergeant. He was a playable character in Rocky the video game. So Big Yank in the video game. Okay, Big Yank in the video game. U.S. Army as a sergeant. Yank began pursuing a career in boxing. He joined the heavyweight division, unable to capture the heavyweight championship during his career. Yank once challenged Rocky Balboa for the title and put up a decent fight. Now, remember in the movie Rocky 3, Mr. T challenged Rocky to the fight when they was in the they was on the steps of politician buildings. I don't know if I could post it because they might block it, but Mr. T challenged Rocky to a fight, the same as the big Yank story. So look, one of the tomatoes Rocky fought before Clubber Lane. Okay, that was his role in the movie. I couldn't find the clip, and I don't think they'll let me play it. I'm sure it's copyrighted, but they wouldn't let me play it. Not only would they let me play, I couldn't find the clip of Big Yank fighting Rocky as one of the tomato cans before he fought Clubber Lane. Now, what is the irony that Big Yank and Mr. T, right, was both in Rocky 3?
Quick to main menu. All right. So we've beaten Apollo Creed. I overcame. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Get ready for the intro.
Corner from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at.
he needs longer hair.
It does look like Lenny Kilmeister. Good call, Michael. Referee Lenny, back from the dead. Yeah, explosive indeed.
He needs longer hair though.
Weighing in at 248 pounds.
He needs his I know, that wasn't it.
They always do the
That
same motion in the ring. There's like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Get ready for the intro.
Corner from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh no! Is your controller wigging out on you?
No, I think I couldn't get up. Because I was pressing that as fast as I could.
Oh, come on, you didn't get it up. I'm not going to be a fucking statue anymore. I'm going to be...
Oh, where's Hulk Hogan? Okay, good. There.
I think you can press... hold L. Yeah. And you can also use
stick and move, 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 stick and move.
Hold L.
But how do I block? Why is there no block button? Oh.
You were saved.
Oh, okay, good. There.
I think you can press hold.
Come on, man. The man in a video game. All rights reserved like it's an image. So you not really gonna get past me. Big Yank Ball. Talk heavy. My man, the man was in 19 movies. Right? And see, we get into Mr. T. Y'all don't probably remember Mr. T. Okay? Mr. T was like a fucking role model growing up. He was on code, he stood on business. He came out of nowhere though. Let's start there. He came out of nowhere. Right? You got the movie clip, but I couldn't find Big Yank part, but they say he in it. You know. And you see with the bodyguard, he was Sylvester Stallone bodyguard. You already had a back door in the Illuminati right there, being the bodyguard. Okay? So you went from being a bodyguard and then being in the movie. Look at the left foot first. Look at the left foot first. It's a Masonic stance. So Big Yank is a Freemason. Look at the foot. Look at the footwork. Okay, you gotta watch the footwork. This is Freemason. Okay, Big Yank is clearly a Freemason. He was in the army, Freemason. You doing the footwork like a Freemason, Freemason, Big Yank. Okay? Lavar Ball is the son of an Illuminati puppet. Look at the hands, look at the hands. Okay? And the show job that one hand cover the other. It's the hidden hand sign. Okay, the OG Big Baller. The original Illuminati. Okay? Now let's get into Mr. T was also a bodyguard that ended up in the Rocky III movie, coincidentally. Okay? I wanna show y'all an interview. Let's get into this. It's gonna expose a lot.
My first guest in that motion picture, have you make an impressive entrance. Before we get started, you were so frightening in that motion picture, have you acted before, or was that just you we were watching there?
Well, the character calls to be hungry, and I've been hungry all my life, so it wasn't no problem. That's why I wear these combat boots because it's symbolic of my struggle. I'm born in the ghetto and raised on welfare, so that's what sort of the character was about.
Yeah.
A lot of people mistake him for being mean and hateful. He don't hate, he's just hungry. He's been pushed aside so long. Here he's the #1 challenger, and still he don't get a shot at the title, so that makes a guy mad.
Yeah.
So that's where I've been lost a lot of jobs and things like that.
What kind of
So
jobs were you like secretarial work? I'm guessing is out. That's you don't. I just a joke. Yeah.
Finally, homemade Manjaro makes your pants drop in just 1 week. I've developed a
Now you
See,
have.
that's why I'm squeezing this ball, because so I won't get too mad. I was mad last week. I was supposed to come on, and I'm a very impatient guy. A lot of things I could be doing. So I come here. I said, so in case he get to telling them corny jokes, I'm gonna squeeze this ball. If I squeeze the ball too many times, if you see me squeeze the ball over 10 times, that means cut the jokes. I done squeezed about 6 times already.
Oh, shit. 6. We're up to 6. So we have 6 over here. Now you're just. Let's explain what happened last week. You were scheduled to be on the show, and we ran out of time. I know what it was. It was the elevator races.
Right, that really made me mad.
Really? Were you actually angry about that?
Oh, I'm very mad. So I'm a man, I believe in, see like the tattoo on my arm, TCB, I believe in taking care of business. I came here to do the show. Mr. T do not like to wait for nothing.
Yeah.
And nobody.
Well, let me just apologize for any
Okay.
inconvenience, and we're glad to. You didn't squeeze it again, did you?
That's 8 times, got 2 more times.
8 times.
It's okay. It's okay because he's paying me for it, so it's all right. So,
That's right. Yeah. And
as long as I'm getting paid for it. So I need the money to help buy my mother a house and to help build a community center for the kids in Chicago, or for less fortunate people in Chicago. That's what I'm about. So all the money I get on these shows, and I save the money and give to the people who really need it. A lot of people know how to work and don't have jobs, so they can use the money.
I want to talk about your name first of all. Is that your real name?
If Pope John Paul II was to come here, would you ask him what his real name was?
Well, but you have to. It's an interesting name, Mr. T.
Right, well, I changed it because I wasn't given respect before. People have a tendency to always constantly call a man boy. For what reason, I don't know why. So I changed my name to Mr. T, so the first word out of everybody's mouth be Mr. That's a sign of respect.
Now, do you have a first name? Or
First name is Mr. My middle name is that period. My last name is the T.
You mentioned before that this was your first acting part, and you don't really consider yourself to be an actor now, do you?
Right, I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people, they sort of get offended because I don't sign autographs. And let me explain to everybody. I consider myself a bodyguard. I'm a full-time bodyguard and a part-time actor. Bodyguard, and I feel my self-worth. I like protecting people. I know I can make more money in the movies, but there's something special about bodyguard, and therefore that's why I don't sign autographs. I might be somewhere protecting somebody, and somebody run up to me asking me for the autograph, they might get killed. So I don't want them involved with that. Says the truth.
Yeah.
True.
Who are some of the people that you are currently guarding,
Well,
or your most recent client?
you know. Yes, you do.
I do. Oh.
The reason why I say that
You can't
because no, it's understood. Everybody just about in the world know who I've been protecting, but I don't like to keep throwing all them big names around because everybody I protect is important. I've protected welfare, mothers, children, people who couldn't even afford my salary. So I get tired of throwing around the big name people I protect. Everybody I protect are special and famous to me because their life is something special.
Now, before you got into bodyguarding, you worked as a bouncer in some clubs in Chicago.
I'm glad you brought that up. I worked on the door. There's a difference between a bouncer and a doorman. A bouncer's the type of guy, he really gets off on physically putting his hand on people. I don't.
Yeah.
I consider myself a security specialist at the door. That's different,
Security specialist. Have you ever had to rough somebody up though? I mean, you try and reason with them first, right?
No, I'm like I said, I don't try to put a lot of emphasis on roughing people up and things like that. If I get a guy out peacefully, I've done my job. I don't like putting my hands on nobody because I don't like nobody putting their hands on me. I just try to use a little tact and diplomacy. That's all.
So, say somebody is causing a disturbance, and you go over there and you can't talk them into leaving. Then what do you do?
Oh, I might buy them another drink because I really try to avoid trouble. Really, I do.
Yeah.
I try to make my job easy as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not into this physical thing or this macho thing. A lot of guys, they into that. They might see me walking down the street. You don't look so tough to me, because they have this thing they got to prove. I don't have nothing to prove to anybody. You know, they can say what they want about my hairstyle, my earrings, all that. As long as they don't touch me, I'm fine. You know, they fine, rather.
Yeah. Can I ask you about your, since you mentioned your hairstyle and your jewelry and so forth?
Right. I'm glad you brought that up. The hairstyle is not punk rock, it's not Mohegan Indians, because a lot of people relate it to the Mohegan Indians because that's all they know. There's a tribe in Africa that calls themselves the Mandinka Warriors. They wear their hair in this fashion. They wear feathered earrings, they wear diamond and gold, they wear the finest there is, and I'm proud to be a descendant of the people. And that's the reason why I wear this. And the changes in gold is symbolic of my struggle, because my ancestors, we was brought over here, we was shackled by our wrists and our necks and ankles. But now I turn those shackles into gold, and that offends people. People ask me and say, do that gold get heavy? Nobody asks my ancestors, did those changes get heavy on their neck? You know? But it bothers them because they know the gold is valuable. But that's the reason why I wear the gold and the earrings and diamonds.
It's an interesting story that a man working as a bodyguard and a security specialist in bars in Chicago gets to be, actually, you pretty well steal the movie. How do you make that jump from whatever you do there and talking people out of causing trouble to being in a major motion picture?
Just being hungry, you know what you want to do. And first of all, I'm so thankful to God that I had the opportunity. You know, I am successful because I believe in God, and God is in my life. That's why I'm successful. I'm not bad, I'm not tough, I'm not rough, I'm not nothing. I'm just thankful to God. That's why I'm successful. But it's being hungry. You got to be hungry. Then working with a guy like Sylvester Stallone, he's a perfectionist.
But how did you get the job? I mean, there's plenty of hungry folks here, but...
Yeah, well, you got to be, you know, when it was being talented. See what it is. See, I knew I could act a long time ago. When I was in first grade, my teacher used to always tell me, why don't you stop acting the fool, stop acting the clown. So if I knew if I could act the fool and act the clown, I can act anything, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And I've been acting all my life. It's just that now people begin to pay me for it.
Yeah.
And pay they do. Definitely. All right. But back to your question again, like I said, it was that I had an opportunity. So I took advantage of it. I trained real hard. We trained for 6 months, and we filmed for 2 months.
But let me go back to because there's got to be people all across America thinking, gee, I could have played a fighter in a movie without a great deal of experience. But you brought more to it than that. You did a fine acting job. But how do you get the job? How did you go up and introduce yourself, or did Stallone know about you? Or
no, they saw me
did you
on
audition?
Well, I first met Sylvester Stallone in 1978 when he came into the dressing room. Leon Spinks thought they lost to Ali. But they saw me on this contest, games people play, America's Toughest Bouncer contest. I had just won it the second time, and I was standing there being interviewed, and the casting director at the time was turning the channel, and she stopped and said, hey, this guy is different, and he can talk.
Yeah.
So they called me up, and I boxed Sylvester Stallone 2 rounds in October 80. He called me back for a screen test, and we did the screen test. He'll tell you that I was the only one of over 1,200 guys who auditioned for the part. I was the only one who auditioned about 10-page script without looking at it. You know, and he said that impressed him.
Yeah.
Among other things that I did.
Yeah, well, very impressive person. What are we going to do here? We're going to pause. We'll come back. You can stick around for a few more minutes, can't you, sir?
Sure, as long as you pay me.
Let's see what we can come up with.
We have time for just a couple of quick questions. I know you mentioned that you're making your living as a bodyguard now, and but if somebody came up with another movie part, you'd certainly take that, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, it's got to be the right parts. You know, been too many. I don't get involved in no black exploitation movies, no dope dealing movies, no pimp roles, things like that. And I tell them if they want me in other movies, give me the type of roles that you give Charleston Heston. Give me a Moses part in the Red Sea and the Ten Commandments. Give me a Ben-Hur, because I am talented enough to play them type of roles. So I just won't get involved with just no trashy stuff.
Have you been offered some pretty good things, or are you looking at things?
Well, I'm taking my time. I'm want to have control of my destiny. They bring me a lot of things, but I'm not really, you know.
Do you have an
figuring out
agent,
everything.
a manager, and so forth now?
Well, believe it or not, really I don't, because a long time ago they told me, said, Mr. T, you ain't hot enough. We don't only take stars. So I tell them I'm too hot for them now.
And you have a book that you've written.
Right, well, I'm playing with publishers now because, again, a long time ago they said, we don't want to hear no book about you. Now everybody come, oh, you still got that book? We want it now. The book is called Mr. T, the Bodyguard. And I go into detail in explaining why that I am the best bodyguard there is, and explaining why I'm the best is because that I consider myself a kamikaze pilot when it comes to bodyguarding. They were dedicated to their country. I'm dedicated to my client. If there's a gun in the room, I will take the bullet. If there's a knife, I'll take stab.
So if you seen he was pressing him like, where did you come from, Slim? How did you get the robe? And, you know, he talked about being a bodyguard. You know what I mean? And he was vague, you know what I mean? All the other answers were straight and to the point. Now he was on code. Okay, he was on code. He was standing on business. You know what I mean? But you seen why I let it play. I wanted to pause it and chime in, but I just wanted to let it play just to get it all at once. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But you got Mr. T, okay, doing the Masonic hand on chin. That's a Freemason hand sign. I ain't even we're not going to get into it. Take my word for it. That's a Masonic hand sign, okay, the hand on the chin. That's a Masonic hand sign, right? We've done this. We've done the video on this, okay? Now you pressed all up on the troglodyte. Okay. Now this dude was on the A-Team show. This was a big show back in maybe like the 80s. Huge TV show, right? Like you know, we don't really have like huge TV shows no more, but just think of it like what's a huge like show? Like maybe like, I don't know, Black Mirror or something. I don't know what's a good show anymore, but you know, this dude he had to been Illuminati. He had to been. Ain't no way you on the big stage like this, right? You a bodyguard that went mainstream, that went major league, right? You protecting celebrities that get you in them rooms. You know what I mean? That when it's time for somebody to play, you know, a big strong guy, big black guy, you know, they be like, hey, man, get Big Yank. Go get Mr. T. Right? So y'all probably not familiar with Mr. T. Mr. T used to do, like, motivational commercials and, you know, he never would, like, buffoon himself on camera. But that don't mean he wasn't Illuminati. Right? I ain't scared to say it. Mr. T was in the movies. They put you smacking Rocky 3. He was the co-star of Rocky 3. He was the antagonist of Rocky 3. He co-starred in Rocky 3. Right? Look, you got Mr. T throwing up the Illuminati 666 hand sign, Freemason hand sign, white supremacy hand sign. Okay, take my word for it. I ain't gonna plug in no pictures or reference or nothing. Take my word for it. Okay? I don't know, man. Mr. T, I don't know. For you to get on the A-Team and Rocky 3 and, you know, but this is what I'm saying. Look at the connection from being a bodyguard into going mainstream. So look how Lavar Ball and Big Yank and them went from bodyguard into mainstream. They just happened to be in the same movie. You know what I mean? Mr. T played an army agent in the A-Team. So these is like, you know how in Hollywood they like to intersect stories that overlap. You know what I mean? Like sitcoms and shit overlap. You know, in Living Color, Living Single, and these shows kind of, you know, A Different World. What was the other one? But if y'all know what I'm talking about, remember that spinoff of The Cosby Show, A Different World. You know what I mean? It's like that. The storylines are overlap. Y'all check out Industry Hoax. He be kind of touching on that. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying with the Mr. T, and you know, if you catch some of his chains, he would have like the Star David on some of his medallions, you know what I mean? And see, I thought this was interesting right here. The original Mr. T was John Smith T from Tennessee. Okay. So Mr. T, the name itself has a Masonic undertone from the John Smith T in Freemasonry. Okay, let's get into that. Okay, talk black to me. The original Mr. T by Midnight Freemason. Okay, what are the chances? You see the trickle down connections. Big Yang of bodyguards of Stallone. He in Rocky 3. Mr. T get in Rocky 3. Mr. T is a Masonic name. Big Yank was in the army. You know he a Freemason. Then you got Lavar Ball. 3BBB, you know, Illuminati 333. Okay? That's how Lavar Ball doing them interviews and all on ESPN. So, here go the breakdown if y'all want to, you know, pause and go through that. But, yeah, what are the chances Mr. T is on the motherfucking Midnight Freemasons, John Smith T? Okay, let's keep digging. You know, Mr. T used to wear the heavy gold, you know, talked about the Dinka. So you see Mr. T was also esoteric. He was also in the knowledge. He was kind of giving you that knowledge of self, you know what I mean? Standing upright, on the square type, you know what I mean? Know thyself type shit. So he seemed like he was into maybe occult shit, occult knowledge at least. But most everyone heard of Mr. T, the actor, probably best known his role as Sergeant Bosco Albert, B.A., Bad Attitude, Bacchus, Baracus, right? Kind of like Bacchus, the demon, the Greek god demon, the A-Team, a TV series from the late 1980s. Bacchus, a character, became the breakout personality of Gruff. I ain't called him a shot. So look, T. John Smith, this is where it come from. John Smith T from Tennessee. Right? I ain't gonna read through all this and tug your head off, but I'm just showing y'all like I don't be coming up with these. You know, I'll connect the dots in my mind, and then when I do the research in front of y'all, you see what I'm saying. So Mr. T didn't stop there. You know, the Mr. T in Freemasonry was intimidating, right? Teflon Desperado was never tried for the crime. You know, you get these type of stories. Look, Samuel Ball. What are the chances that Mr. T, John Smith T, had a duel with Samuel Ball, Lavar Ball, Big Yank Ball? Okay, Midnight Freemason. See, this is a connection. See, I didn't know this, right? I just was, you know, thinking in my mind, connecting the dots. Don't mess with Mr. T for all his faults. And they were many. The original Mr. T, like the 20th century counterpart, was a gentle giant until provoked. So if you go back, I mean, I don't say you gotta go back and read it, but this story right here tells how John Smith T was like shooting people and he was wild and he was like, you know what I mean, cold-blooded gangster, like trying to say he was gentle till you provoked him and he'll fill you full of, you know what I mean, hot lead type shit. You know what I mean? And it was like, you know, Mr. T had that intimidating persona. Hey, fool, I pitied him up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, aggressive tone. You know what I mean? Mr. T, the original Mr. T. Big Yank, Samuel Ball. He a descendant of, is Big Yank Ball, Lavar Ball, and Mellow Ball, a descendant of Samuel Ball. Okay, look at the Masonic hand sign. See, these boys was raised in Freemasonry. Look at Mellow Ball, raised in Freemasonry. Mama Ball, Masonic hand. These boys was raised in Creole, mulatto, bourgeoisie, you know. Look at Big Yank. Big Yank is, you know, high yellow. Okay? Look at the hands. These boys was raised in Freemasonry. Look at the hands. These boys was raised in Freemasonry. Look at the hands. Come on, man. Lavar Ball is a child of the Illuminati 8 puppet. Big Yank, famous Big Yank. You all on WWF. Look at Big Yank was on Big Hank. Lavar Ball was on WWF. You know what I'm saying? This is how, because his father was already somebody in the industry. His father was already somebody in the industry. That's a cold-blooded fact. Okay? That's a cold-blooded fact. Look at him. You laid up with the troglodyte, you had to keep the skin white. You laid up with the troglodyte, you had to keep the skin white. Okay? You had to bring it back. Mulatto, Creole. Okay? So yeah, this is Illuminati lineage right here. This is Illuminati. This, you know, these dudes been trickling down. You look, Cal State, Los Angeles. He already was out LA. He's a Hollywood baby. Ball star. Ball. Look who Ball is. B-A-A-L. Right? Baal. Baal. Ball. B-A-A-L. So let's not leave that out. Lavar Ball. Lavar Baal. Lavar Ball. Okay. Big Yang. Okay, this is what he looked like back when the Illuminati wanted him. Big Yang. Look, you see the Jester mask. You see the Janice Two-Face Harlequin mask. We got videos breaking that down. Big Yang Ball. So even the character in the game got Big Hank's story.
Yank, LeVar Ball's father.
He's gonna be that one. Come on, Jello. Come on. Look at that thing. Yes. If anything, Lazo was gonna be able to argue. Look at my boy's pinstripe with the Jello. I'll let him see some of those. And they gonna get this one, you're gonna be crazy. Now you know Big Yank was swole back in his day, man. Here he is. I'll show you, Grandpa. Yeah, you ain't got them photos.
Then look at that man. That man.
Cut up, ain't it?
Looking like, what's it, Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk dude.
That's it. In other words, downstairs.
Y'all hear that? He's hilarious, just like LeVar, or should I say LeVar's hilarious like him. Anyway, let's move on to the first scene of Big Yank running the Triple B pop-up shop.
We're going to have a pop-up shop, but guess what? The main attraction is